Hi guys. Okay, we're live on YouTube. Will you change
Oh my god.
the audio for me, Nick, please?
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Help or hindrance? We'll check out a recent feature to your commute coming up.
And Halloween stores stock a controversial costume, leaving many customers to wonder if they should.
But first, the leader of the Dane County 911 Center faces more scrutiny over a failing radio system. More delays and more radio problems for Dane County's new emergency communication system, DaneCom.
An increasing number of Dane County first responders are saying the radios they use to call for help are not working. News 3 investigates. Matthew Simon has learned tonight the whole DaneCom system has been delayed again by months. Matthew?
Eric Michelle, for the first time publicly tonight, as Dane County's 911 director addressed first responder radio failures, he also said it will be around 6 more months before the county's new emergency communication system, DaneCom, finally launches.
By and large, don't have the system up and operational yet.
Because DaneCom's now delayed another 6 months, Dane County's 911 director, John DeYoung, told County Association members administrators want project operator Harris to give a refund.
Basically to pay you back. That's the hope of the county executive at this point.
And when the topic turned to emergency radio failures, DeYoung blamed Blue Mound's most recent on maintenance.
I think the concern from the chief out there and some of the other folks was, you know, you got this new thing on the block, this DaneCom thing, that must be the cause of the problems. And unfortunately, rather than having a chance to really investigate it and find out what we now know, this maintenance thing was going on.
While maintenance may have been Tuesday's issue, the bigger concern and what no one can still seem to answer is why Blue Mound's chief lost radio communication while he held a suspect at gunpoint August the 8th.
And I'm keying at nothing. Or we can hear it click and then there's nothing, and to manipulate, hold the radio out and away from us and try to reposition it while holding somebody at gunpoint.
Just as in Wednesday night's meeting, as in a meeting earlier in the day with the county 911 board, DeYoung admitted there's an unidentifiable problem, not just impacting Blue Mounds, but also Stoughton, Mount Horeb, and the town of Madison.
There's some problems. Some of them might be problems that have all occurred for years and years, and we're just more sensitive to it now and trying to be responsive to it. But I believe the fact that there's been problems.
There was such a concern today about the radio failures, the 911 board has scheduled a special meeting for September the 30th.
Well, these are very concerning issues. Now, Matthew, I know part of this problem they're talking about here is if the DaneComs, these new antennas, are actually affecting the older equipment, right?
Right, Erica. Until about 2 weeks ago, county officials were still thinking DaneCom would be up and running right now. So part of the new system is online, but because of this delay, at the same time the old system continues to operate. DeYoung says DaneCom's operator is in the process of putting a report together to see if there's some sort of advanced problem. But board members also want to compile their own data and see when failures happen if something with DaneCom was happening at the same time.
All right, something we will obviously keep a very close eye on. Matthew, thank you for your reporting tonight.
In Rock County, Janesville police respond to crime concerns. The police department has put together an 8-step plan to make sure the community feels safe. Over the past 5 years, the police department has put more time and resources into patrolling the 4th Ward than any other neighborhood in the city. That's in the central part of Janesville by the Rock River. This summer, police heard complaints over drug deals and other safety issues. Police are looking at the landlords there to start changing the area.
We can keep sending police officers down there for decades to address these issues as they come up. If you truly want to solve it, change the housing conditions, change the tenants.
Property owners' names will now be released if their property has been identified as a drug house twice in a year's time. For more on the police plan, head to channel3000.com.
Madison police releasing surveillance video in hopes of solving a case of battery. Police want to speak with the people caught on video early Sunday morning on Mifflin Street. Police say a 24-year-old man got into an argument with several other men, which then turned violent. The victim was knocked unconscious. Police are only calling the men in the video persons of interest and were driving the Chevy Suburban shown in that video. And Madison police searching for a robber who took money from a Near East gas station. It happened around 7 tonight in the 2700 block of East Wash. A K-9 did not track down the robber tonight. Halloween stores are popping up and some customers are not on board with one particular costume. Several different stores are selling Slender Man costumes. That's the fictional character allegedly inspired two 12-year-olds to stab a classmate in Waukesha. But Halloween Express won't be one of those stores selling them.
We don't mind scary, but we try not to be sick. So, I have 2 daughters, and I try to run my business so that they would be proud. So we try to carry a selection of stuff that is appropriate for families and for having fun.
Now, Spirit Halloween and Party City, which sells the costumes, says they carried it before the stabbing and they don't think selling the costume condones the violence.
And at Pewaukee High School, a teen charged with possessing weapons. Police say officers found knives, a rifle, and 400 rounds of ammunition in the 17-year-old's car, which was on school grounds last Friday. The teen told police he's an avid hunter and says he had no plans to hurt anyone. That teen due back in court next week. In Door County, the DNR dealing with a huge manure spill. Nearly 640,000 gallons leaked out of a storage area at a farm. It's one of the biggest spills the DNR has had to deal with. The agency says cleanup will likely last for at least several more days. The House of Representatives authorizes President Obama's plan to arm and train Syrian rebels against ISIS. The president going with this plan since he's not putting any U.S. soldiers on the ground there to fight that terror group. Secretary of State John Kerry was questioned on Capitol Hill about the plan. Now the Senate is expected to take it up this week and will likely pass it.
The latest poll numbers on the governor's race reveal not much has changed. The poll results are within the margin of error from Marquette University. Among registered voters, Governor Walker and Democratic challenger Mary Burke are tied at 46%, 5% undecided. And among likely voters, Walker leads 49 to 46%. That is a slight shift from the last poll when Burke led Walker in this category. Charles Franklin, who ran these polls, says clearly divided political lines are at the heart of these slight changes.
I think it reflects in part the polarized politics that we're in, with lots of people that have made up their minds, especially about the governor, one way or another. But at the margins, we're seeing a little bit of movement.
Tomorrow, Governor Walker will visit a Janesville business, while Burke will be in Washington to speak at a Democrat National Committee Women's Leadership Forum with the First Lady.
In an attempt to ease the pain of driving the Beltline, you can now track your travel time on electronic message boards.
Yeah, but what are those times based on, and even are they accurate? Those are a couple questions. So the night team's Danica Lewis hit the road and asked the DOT those questions for us.
Yeah, found out some interesting stuff today. We learned how the times are added up using an algorithm, all relying on a computer an hour and a half away.
At the end of a long day, the last thing we want is a long drive. At least now we can see just how long it will be on the Beltline, right?
We're certainly still perfecting the process.
We willingly hit the road at rush hour to see if those travel times are right or full of false hope for drivers.
Says it'll take 6 minutes to get to Park Street and 13 to get to the interstate. Let's go ahead and see if it's right.
But first, how do they work?
With the new signs came new detectors.
Those detectors track Bluetooth signals coming from cars or cell phones. That information is fired off to DOT computers in Milwaukee. Then some math. A lot of math.
The detector calculates the time it takes a car to go from one to the next. And then that time is averaged with other times, and then we get our travel times.
The times are supposed to refresh every few minutes. The DOT has only received 2 complaints about commute calculations on the Beltline, one from a project manager, the other a tweet about an inaccurate time for University Avenue.
If we're alerted to an issue, we'll blank the sign. We'd rather have no information than bad information, certainly.
Coming up on the interstate exit right now, and we're a little bit shy of 16 minutes.
But whether to Mineral Point or Park, Southtown or the interstate, if your tires aren't moving at the advertised pace, don't keep it to yourself.
We monitor these all over the state, so we can't always have our eyes just on the Beltline. But if people see issues, by all means, let us know, and we'll look into it.
Well, Well, as we all know pretty well, computers aren't perfect. The technology in Milwaukee sometimes fails to update the signs, defaulting to old travel times. At one point, detectors up in Wausau, they were actually tracking construction equipment and factoring those really slow speeds into the times. If you've experienced a problem with these boards, the DOT does want to know about it, and the contact information will be up on channel3000.com and our Facebook page. And tonight, again, we only were a few minutes off from our commute from the west side over to the interstate. So I don't know.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad in my books, but you know, I think we've heard off and on maybe some concerns with these. So we'll see.
Well, I'm glad that you tracked it for us.
Yeah,
Tested
absolutely.
It out. Thanks, Danica.
Sure.
And starting tomorrow, you'll see a change on the Beltline. Westbound traffic between Verona Road and Whitney Way will be shifted to the outside. Now, this lane change going to last a while, all the way until spring of 2016. For eastbound traffic, lane shifts start Saturday and go through next spring. And an intersection under construction for years officially completely reopens. Junction and Mineral Point Roads now featuring that jug handle approach to the intersection. New bridge as well. Comes after a major redesign to help traffic on Madison's very busy far west side. Coming up, a soldier's homecoming goes viral.
That is thanks to her 3-year-old son. Don't miss this story. We're going to hear from that family coming up next as they enjoy a night together under the same roof for the first time in months.
A cold front tracking across the region will bring us more clouds to the area late tonight into the first part of tomorrow. Temperatures falling into the middle 40s. We'll see skies become partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 65. I'll have your forecast coming up next.
You're watching Eric Franke and Michelle Lee. Meteorologist Gary Canalti. And Jay Wilson with sports. This is News 3 at 10. It's here.
So,
Hi, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Danica's story? It's pretty neat.
That is, but
Yeah,
why would they use Bluetooth of all things to tell distance between cars?
I guess that's easier to track because you just scrape
Easier
the
than
MAC
lasers?
address and then get the MAC address next one and then you type it.
Which means they basically have to hack you to tell how far your car is from
Oh.
other people.
Yeah. There's a billboard near where we hold the state fair, and they actually will track all the cars that are what station they're listening to on the FM, and then they're going to gauge that to see what station's the best station.
Totally a big deal.
They've been doing that for a long time though.
But I thought Google Maps already tells you what your travel time is, no matter where you're going.
I think I use Google Maps, and it's almost always accurate. So I don't know. I don't know how they do that, but it's pretty cool. Like the other day, it said I was going to take 45 minutes to work, and I did. Which was crazy.
We don't know if it's that. We don't know if
Yeah, and they'll also reroute you if there's a traffic problem. So that's helped us a lot.
Yeah, one time that happened though, and it rerouted me, and it like added an extra hour. It was really crazy.
What?
Yeah, we were like on our way back from St. Louis, and we like came through, I don't know, like Rockford or something, but it was bad. It was like, oh.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's missing.
Sounds like fun.
He's in the crate on the bottom level. Door gates open.
Yeah, sometimes Google Maps act funny. That's why I usually sometimes go by the GPS in my car.
Oh, you guys, maybe you've seen this next story that we're going to do. It's so cute. It went viral. It's about this little kid in Minnesota who kind of like broke protocol to see his dad, soldier. Super cute.
But the tick-borne illness.
Don't miss it.
No, we don't want to miss it.
Girl, don't miss it. Don't you turn the channel.
This all started, we went to a 2 times in about 3 weeks, and we had trips out of town.
Yeah.
And he's not done the same. He's 2 years old, very, very healthy dog.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Eric couldn't do the 6 tonight because his dog was super sick.
Oh.
Uh-oh, hold on.
He's not a dog.
I gotta go.
Uh-oh. Sick dog. That's not good.
Okay, so she's gotta go. Here we go.
Longing to hold him. That's all that I thought about.
That's Catherine, who just came home to Minnesota after serving in Afghanistan. Caught at the homecoming. Her 3-year-old son, Cooper, defying military orders and running straight to his mom. There you see him. Now, that is a moment that has really gone viral this week. And now, along with Dad, Adam, who returned from Afghanistan in December, they are all under one roof together for the first time in 19 months.
19 months, and he's 3 years old, so that's more than half his life.
That's true.
He's not listening to military orders. He can do whatever he wants, and
Those
Mom's finally home.
homecomings never get
Cute.
old.
Very emotional.
No, absolutely not.
Well, let's take a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got some pretty nice weather in the forecast coming up, and today we had some beautiful weather, some nice sunshine from start to finish today. We started off a bit on the cool side with those clear skies this morning, temperatures starting in the upper 30s and low 40s across the area, but with the sunshine, temperatures spiked up pretty nicely, close to 70 degrees this afternoon in a lot of spots, and it's been a while since we've been at those normal temperatures. In fact, we started off the month with temperatures either at or slightly above normal, 84 degrees even back on the 4th of the month, but then you remember late last week those temperatures really dropped off, and ever since then we've been pretty chilly, and it's only today that we're back to just about at that normal temperature. 70 degrees and 39 degrees our temperatures today. Normals today are 71 and 50 degrees. 52 right now in Madison. The air is calm, and those dew point temperatures are right around the 50-degree mark. We have temperatures elsewhere in the 50s, 50 degrees in Watertown, 55 in Janesville, 57 degrees back toward the Platteville area. Across the rest of the region, notice how it's a lot colder back to the north, 33 in International Falls, 40 degrees up toward Marquette, Michigan. There is a cold front right in between, and that cold front is going to move from northeast to southwest, so it's a backdoor cold front is what that's called, and as it moves in, we'll see an increase in the clouds late tonight into the first part of tomorrow, and behind that front, temperatures tomorrow should be about 5 degrees cooler. Tonight's temperatures will be down to 44 degrees. Those clouds increase with those cool temperatures, although not as cool as last night. 65 degrees tomorrow. Skies start off a bit cloudy in the morning and then become partly sunny as we head through the day. The warmest temperatures tomorrow should be in the southwest part of the state, 68 degrees in Platteville, 67 in Dodgeville. Heading to the northeast, those temperatures north and east of Madison will be a bit cooler, 62 in Endeavor, 60 degrees over toward the Beaver Dam area. After that, another cold front moves toward the region as we head toward late this week. Winds crank up out of the south ahead of that front, and that's going to boost those temperatures well into the 70s for Friday and for Saturday. We'll see a chance for some showers and thunderstorms Friday night, a better chance for seeing some of those on Saturday, and then behind that next cold front, temperatures cool down a bit for late weekend and into early next week with another very nice stretch of weather settling in. High pressure should give us some nice sunshine next week.
Oh, that'll be nice. It's been interesting, though, because we've just been prepping, really, for colder weather. Just a little
over again, right?
Yeah. But we like these breaks of nice weather.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gar.
You're welcome.
We're on your side. Next at 10, Occupy Wall Street marks another anniversary.
Coming up, we'll share what the movement is targeting now on News 3 at 10.
Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, roll your eyes at me, Nick. Thank you.
What?
You rolled your eyes at me. That was very
You're
rude.
so vain.
Yes, I am. Thank you. I'll do my best.
I was looking at something completely different.
You what? You weren't looking at me?
No.
You weren't looking at me and my fantastic...
No, I wasn't looking at you. I know, right? How dare I?
That was rude.
I was looking at Michelle.
Sorry, I keep trying to talk to you guys.
Oh! And that's the moment it got a little weird.
Here's what's crazy.
Oh, hi.
40, 41, and 42.
And his weight wasn't down. He's eating okay. Glasgow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's better not be 6 months.
Do you guys follow the Occupy Wall Street stuff?
No.
You mean
They're still doing that?
Can you believe?
Oh,
Can you
the
believe
peop-
it's been 3 years? 3
Oh,
years.
the people that cost jobs in my neck of the woods. That was nice of them.
How did they cost jobs in your neck of the woods?
Well, they did a big sit-in at a U.S. bank at the UC Davis campus,
Uh-huh.
which led to the students couldn't pay their bills who had accounts with them, and then they couldn't open the bank because the Occupy people wouldn't let them in, so the bank had to close.
You're kidding.
I can pull it up. It happened a few years ago. Yeah, they did this big sit-in, and they cost some U.S. bank people their jobs. Yeah, hurting college students who could, so they can't pay their bills if they had U.S. bank.
Did you live in a wooded area?
That's what it's called.
It seems that's where it is.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
the moment
missing
when I
page
stopped
40.
following them.
I'm missing page 38.
That and they had a very small movement at our city hall, and there's like 2 diehards that sat out there for like 3 weeks after most of them left.
Mississippi River.
It was kind of weird looking. Take away the signs, they look like a homeless camp.
Huh? Okay. Sorry, we got 30 seconds.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I saw them in Denver, and it was pretty much the same. It's like a homeless camp.
Yeah, let's
Hot
do
dealers.
something. Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to talk about them in a second. I think you're at 30.
That was no good,
Not
dirty
sure.
scoundrels.
Still showing some as far I may take.
Okay.
So that's far.
Haha, told ya. Told ya.
Potheads against greed.
Today marks the 3-year anniversary of Occupy Wall Street.
The movement has shifted into abolishing debt. Back in 2011, around 1,000 people protested in Wall Street's financial district. It ballooned into 30,000 protesters a month later. Police had evicted demonstrators who had camped out in that city park. Today, Occupy Wall Street has started the movement Strike Debt. It said it got rid of nearly $4 million in private student loan debt since this January. The group said it's been buying debts for pennies on the dollar and then forgave that debt. In all, it took around $100,000 to purchase $3.8 million in debt. The debt belonged to students at Everest College, which is a for-profit school.
Well, if you're looking for some extra cash this holiday season, Kohl's announced it is hiring. It'll hire more than 67,000 workers across the country. Hiring has already started, and you can apply at kohlscareers.com. Another option, UPS, hiring nearly 100,000 seasonal workers, nearly double the amount from last year. UPS will pay at least $10 an hour to sort packages, load trucks, help drivers. The company does say that many of those seasonal shifts could turn full-time after the holidays.
A former defense secretary has formed an alliance with Uber, the ride-sharing service. It's all to get veterans more jobs. Robert Gates says Uber is a company well-suited to a vet's training. Uber wants to hire 50,000 more vets through Hiring Our Heroes, which is a nonprofit vet service group. It says it will take less commission from vets and help them buy cars at better interest rates.
Most important thing from my standpoint is that the veteran have a choice of some jobs to go to, rather than being stuck with one option. And Uber is for a certain kind of those veterans who want to be on their own.
Uber is under attack from taxi companies that claim Uber is operating illegally. Drivers use their own cars to offer rides, which taxi companies claim defy regulations. All right, the Packers feel like they're visiting a zoo this weekend. They're going to beware of the lions. That story coming up in sports.
I'm Mark Kane.
And I'm Susan Simon. On the next Live at 5, Charles Franklin examines the latest Marquette Law School poll.
And This Is Where I Leave You is among the new movies opening this weekend.
Businesses creating laws to squash their competition. Where do they think they are, Texas?
What are you saying? What are you talking about?
Oh, we have a few laws here in Texas that corporations have gotten put into place to limit their competition. Like the Wright Amendment that American Airlines built up against Southwest Airlines at Love Field. Like there's two airports. There's DFW Airport and there's Love Field, and they got legislation put in place saying that Southwest Airlines can only fly to certain places to limit their competition with American Airlines. And now there's a law saying that you cannot sell a Tesla off the showroom floor. You can't quote a price or test drive a Tesla because the dealerships say so. The large corporate dealerships say that you cannot legally sell a Tesla here.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Because they're good for the environment and they're really, really cool?
No, that's not why. It's because it's hurting the business of Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Oh, man. Please, let me forgive them for selling cars that aren't as popular as a Tesla.
But that flies here. So, you know.
Well, you gotta protect them, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
It's like the companies, who sue people for Yelp. Obviously your company's not as good as the other company, so, instead try to fix it, punish people instead, because that's so much easier than fixing your own problems.
Right, and I think if you want to test drive a Tesla, you have to go out of state. I mean, you can go to we have Tesla dealerships. You can go there to pick them up, but that's it. They aren't allowed to quote you a price if you go to a Tesla dealership.
Even if I wasn't going to buy a Tesla, I'd love to go test drive one. Just to do it.
There are a lot of dickheads with a lot of money in Texas that get laws passed that only serve themselves.
It sounds like California.
Sounds like just about anywhere where large corporations exist.
Well, I don't know if it's going to last long here. All our corporations are leaving because their taxes are so high, and they're going to Texas instead. And then they're changing the laws there.
Newscast is back.
Dramatic 12-inning win last night. The Brewers face one of baseball's top pitchers in St. Louis tonight. The Cardinals at Wainwright, 18-9 with a 2.
Oh, I can leave the audio on.
Mike fires into the 7th when this happens. Matt Adams pulls it into the shift, past Scooter Gennett into center field for a hit. Watch Carlos Gomez when he gets to the ball. Oh, the turf monster got him.
Boom.
That slip gives Matt Holliday the idea he can score. Close play, safe. 1-0 Cardinals. Then the next batter, Johnny Peralta, lines a single right up the middle. That'll bring in Adams. We've got trouble in River City. Final score, Cardinals 2, Brewers nothing. And the Pirates just can't lose. They beat Boston again tonight. Gregory Polanco creams this homer. Final score, Pirates 9, Red Sox 1. So the Brewers are now 2.5 games behind the Pirates in the race for the final National League wild card with 10 games left. Friday night, the Prep Mania High School Football Game of the Week is our annual Battle of the Cardinals. We're live on TVW and Channel3000.com Friday night at 7 with Middleton at Sun Prairie in a battle for first place in the Big 8 Conference. The Badger football team welcomes Bowling Green to Camp Randall Saturday. Even though the Badgers are almost 4-touchdown favorites, the Falcons aren't to be taken lightly, especially after teams from the MAC have already defeated 3 Big Ten teams this season.
They have a lot of momentum, coming off a great victory versus Indiana. And, they're the real deal. Their offense is very good. They like to spread it out. They have a lot of good skill players. And so we're definitely looking forward to the challenge.
Another rough day for the NFL as another player is arrested for assault. Arizona Cardinals running back Jonathan Dwyer booked in Tempe today, charged with aggravated assault of a woman and a child in an incident that happened in July. Dwyer has been deactivated from all team activities. The Minnesota Vikings reversed course and announced Adrian Peterson has been placed on the exempt list, which means he'll still be paid his $700,000 a week salary, but is essentially banned from practice, games, and his team. Vikings management is in spin control mode.
We made a mistake, and we needed to get this right. It is important to always listen to our fans, the community, and our sponsors.
And the Packers begin a stretch of 3 divisional games this week. They're at Detroit, then at Chicago, then home on a Thursday night against the Vikings. Mike McCarthy knows it's a tough stretch, but he's focused on this weekend facing the Lions on the road.
This is a division game, so this is of high importance. We understand what's in front of us. We have a little, adjusted approach to these types of games. These games are never easy. And, we know going to Detroit's it's a tough place to play. I mean, it's, just the way that stadium's constructed, and they got great fans, and they're explosive, very talented football team, new coach, with Jim there, and so it's a big challenge.
Remember Monday when Mike McCarthy wore that nice blue suit? Remember what we said?
Back to business.
On Wednesday, he's going to be wearing his baseball cap.
You're right.
Over,
You got a big test ahead, heading into the divisional stretch.
Sometimes those games in Detroit don't go very well.
It seems like they never do. Right. They're always an adventure. Jay, thanks.
All right. Justin Bieber turns another person against him. We're going to share that story coming up next at 10.
Middleton Ford has been.
Really?
That little punk.
That guy's such a punk. I don't trust him.
Such a chav.
I just don't like the fact that he's breathing my state's air and drinking my state's water.
Your state's air.
My state's air. Texas has their own air. You go breathe that, okay? Thanks. Did I scare everyone away again, man?
Yes.
But I didn't scare you away, Nick. That says everything.
Yeah, I know.
Aw, you're such a nice guy. Thank you for staying.
You're welcome. Michelle.
Are you gonna talk to us? Michelle. She's ignoring us.
She is.
Oh, wait. Now she's trying to make it all better.
I think they're about to come back.
Oh. Maybe.
Is that it? Is that it?
His phone number was tweeted out Monday night, and the tweet claimed that number was Justin Bieber's. Since then, she's gotten hundreds of calls and texts from all over the world, and Jackie's had to be the bearer of bad news.
It was girls. It was all positivity and happiness, and they were really excited, and then I had to kind of shoot them down like, no, I'm not.
Womp womp. Well, with her phone bill skyrocketing, Jackie's now deciding if she should get a new number. I think she should get a new number.
Go get your number changed immediately.
Can you
Why would you waste a minute?
Oh my goodness.
The calls are probably still coming in. People that
Little
didn't get
screams on the other end.
Oh my God. Is this Justin?
Do people do that to you? Call
Yeah,
you
all
and
the
scream?
time.
But
No, I just have my kids screaming at me.
Let's get a final check of that forecast out there.
Yeah, a few more clouds building in late tonight into early tomorrow, and temperatures tomorrow look a little bit cooler, 65 degrees, then back into the 70s for Friday and for Saturday. Some showers and thunderstorms develop Friday night and into Saturday. Some breezy winds during that time as well. Then behind that, temperatures turn just a bit cooler for the second part of the weekend and into early next week, but temperatures should be pretty close to normal for this time of the year, back into the upper 60s and low 70s.
2.5 out, 10 games left.
One more game in St. Louis tomorrow, then 3 in Pittsburgh, and we'll see what they're like.
Yeah, pretty much win, and win some more. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
I hear you, Linda.
I know.
Hi, how's it going?
You did something else just long enough.
Well, I'm still
Yep.
doing. See, I'm still doing this something else, and it makes noise. Yep. I'm making noise.
Oh, God, I'm a terrible person.
No, you're not. No, I'm the one trying to get into a book. I'm the terrible person.
Yeah, you're profiting
I was
off me.
I was trying to talk to you guys earlier.
Oh, you need to unmute.
Oh,
so you
what
can
were
talk
you
to us.
saying?
I don't remember. I was just like, hello, hi. Oh man, I am tired today. Aren't you? And I'm hungry now.
Is tonight your workout night?
Oh yeah, we have Cover It Live. Yeah, we have that. We have that here. It's a paid thing that we buy. I've used Cover It Live before. People can tweet in, or did you use it? Did she get a lot of response from people?
I think there were some that said the same person like 3 times.
Yeah.
Let me log on, and then I'll say. I'll see you guys. Hold on.
Oh my God. Oh man, leave it to Florida.
For what?
I just saw a headline where a guy choked his wife for eating leftover chicken.
Florida man strikes again?
Yeah. A city north of Orlando became angry after he found that his wife had eaten the leftovers. That sounds like something that would happen in my household.
That's something that might happen in the mountains.
Yeah.
Or Florida.
Oh, the great state of Florida strikes again.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
You know it's
I
true.
used to want to go down there and live until the last 2 years of news from there.
Yeah, I also don't like all the people on bath salts running around down there. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
I'll just stick to the
Oh, that's
potheads in
an epidemic down there.
I'll just stick to the potheads in my state. They're a little mellow. Unless they discover bath salts, then I'll have to run. Totally.
What do you think of my hand? Look at it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the henna. It's
That's kind of
nice.
neat, isn't it? Wow. Ooh. Aw. Cool.
So how long does it last?
I don't know. She made it sound like it was going to last like 2 or 3 weeks. Probably shouldn't have gotten on my hands.
Oh, so now they have something to talk about when you're on the news.
It's weird, though. Can you see? It looks kind of crocodile-y. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you see that now?
There is a
No?
trick to get those washed off if you
Really?
wanted them gone. Yeah. I think you use lemon juice or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The power of lemon juice strikes again.
The power of pine sol.
Lemon juice.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
mean,
Nick,
it's,
if you're
it's
doing power
probably
pine
too
sol, you
cold
gotta break
now.
out to a piece of paper and scream it really loud.
Hey, wait, quick question. Linda, how did you know we were in the hangout tonight?
I think Nick put it on Facebook, didn't you, Nick?
Oh, you didn't see my...
yeah, I blasted it.
Okay, because I included you in a message, so, I mean, in a message, I added you.
I didn't get the message.
I got the message.
Did you send it from channel 3000? Because I received that like a half hour before you started.
Yeah, I did. I sent it from all the hangouts are coming from channel 3000 now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Charlie's gone.
Did you send it in an email message?
No, I just on my Facebook page I just wrote at Linda Linares.
Oh. Well, I didn't see your Facebook page.
I just pinged you basically. I gotta figure it out because I don't know if anyone's watching this live stream or not. So it's kind of not that it matters. I'm still gonna keep doing it. We haven't really told anyone that we're doing it, so it's just kind of like a bonus. Know what I mean? Last night though.
I see where you put it on your page, but
yeah.
I see. I should have gotten a notification from you, but I didn't.
It rang me, then it went away, and then I saw it back up as a notification. Or at the bottom of my little buddy list thing.
Well, let me get off YouTube. So I know we've got like 1 or 2 viewers out there.
Dark.
So. Yeah, it was fun. We're gonna keep doing it. I'm sorry. I have no energy tonight. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I can mail you some chocolate-covered coffee beans. I'll power you right up.
I would love that, actually.
Espresso beans.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Okay, I will catch you guys later off YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Keep it classy.